Now, I want to bring in Aparna Jain, an author and leadership coach. Aparna, we're talking today about a beauty test that subjects women to very stereotypical ideas of beauty and often finds them lacking. Like, when is it enough? You've written for young adolescents. How important is it to create the right kind of role models for them right from a young age?
Thank you for having me. I don't think there's anything that hasn't been said here so far. I was listening to the panelists before me, and they've said they've covered a pretty wide gamut. But let me tell you that the stage of adolescence is actually when we let girls fall through the gaps, so to speak. There's a lot of attention played to the girl child, education, etc. And then after a girl achieves puberty or goes through the whole puberty cycle, that's when she starts falling through the gaps. If you look at rural India or even semi-urban India, I was reading a report today which talks about how when you achieve puberty or when you start having your period, that's when they want to get you married off, right? So you have all these notions of how can we, she's grown up, there's so much that's going to happen. And the development of the child at that point of time is also, it falls through the gap in terms of how much attention we give as media people, as writers, as authors. So I was very clear when I wrote my book that I was going to, focus on this particular age group of 9 to about 18 and try to write for them. So it's slightly adultish in its theme. We talk about all the role models from Bhavri Devi, who is obviously the most obvious and most revered as far as we go, to the young sportswomen, Deepa Karmakar, etc. Now, it's important to cover a wide gamut of people who you consider role models. I deliberately steered clear of all the corporate leaders because I feel they're already media heavy. So you really have to choose people who girls can identify with. And one of the, a study showed that it's you can put a really successful woman in a room full of young girls or young women, and they could have no impact on them. But they will have an impact on them if the girl or the woman identifies with any one aspect of them. So whether that aspect is maybe a shared hometown or a small town background or the way somebody looks or the way somebody's had some kind of an upbringing, there has to be some form of connection. So you have to come in and find that connection from somewhere. And I think in everything we do, we have to make sure we are represented completely and wholly and not as the stereotype.
अपना मैं आपसे ये समझना चाहूँगी कि जो हमारे पेरेंट्स होते हैं, माता पिता घर में एक युवा के, वो एक बहुत अहम रोल अदा प्ले करते हैं जब से बच्चे बड़े होते हैं. तो अगर माता पिता को भी समझाना हो या उनको भी एक बदलाव लाने के लिए संदेश देना हो, कैसे हम माँ पिता को बता सकते हैं कि आप भी इस तरह से सोचें? जिस तरह से सेरा ने अपना उदाहरण दिया, बहुत बेहतरीन था कि लड़कियों को मत कहो यू लुकिंग वेरी प्रिटी, कहो दैट यू लुकिंग वेरी फिट. दैट सीम्ड सो नाइस. बट कैसे माता पिता ये बदलाव ला सकते हैं? क्या कहेंगे आप उन्हें?
आई थिंक हम काफी स्टीरियोटिपिकल फ्रेजेस भी इस्तेमाल करते हैं. माय हिंदी इज नॉट सो गुड, सो आई एम गोइंग टू बर्स्ट इनटू इंग्लिश. तो हम काफी स्टीरियोटिपिकल फ्रेजेस भी इस्तेमाल करते हैं. जैसे सेरा ने कहा कि यू आर सो प्रिटी, यू आर सो ब्यूटिफुल, यू आर सो क्यूट. ये फ्रेजेस जब कोई एक तस्वीर बनाता है तो हम लोग उसकी again the prettiness etc is pointed out. We don't talk about how that person has used a specific color or the fact that they've done something specific. हम feedback जब देते हैं तो काफी superficial है. अगर हमको feedback देना है in a way that children can develop, we have to give it quite specifically. It's like giving feedback to somebody in your office, right? You don't just say, oh, you've done a good job. That's completely impersonal, right? You have to say, hey, you know what? I really appreciated the way you resolved this problem by going up to this person and speaking to them. So you give them specific feedback. Now, when you do that to a child, it makes them say, wow, I did a really good job here, and then that becomes the norm and they move on to the next level. Similarly, if you start just reinforcing their looks or or the fact that they're sweet, cute, kind, well-behaved, walking like a lady, talking like a lady, all that. We're just reinforcing every stereotype. So you want to say well-mannered, why aren't you saying that for the boys who are running around all over the place? You have to make sure that your feedback is equal for all genders. And again, I want to make it quite clear that gender is not a binary anymore. And we have to stop saying boys and girls, etc. We have to be much more inclusive in our language. And beauty really covers the spectrum of gender today, and we need to be clear about that too. So it's also in our daily language.
Yes, absolutely. Moving on actually to focus on boys and young boys, and you've written about them, inspiring them to follow their heart and not to just give in to stereotypes like toughen up, boys don't cry, So how did you find young adolescent boys, how do they react when they're told it's okay for them to be themselves, to find their own strengths and to find their own path in life and not to feel the pressure of conforming? And I can just ask you secondly, how do you undo their whole conditioning regarding their expectation of their future partners? Really tough, because their attitude, boys' attitude, matters a lot about themselves and about their future partners.
Yes, there were two loaded questions actually. So the first one is, I feel in today's educational system, there's a huge gap in even how we address boys and girls. I saw a documentary the other day, and it was about a murder in a school, and the young girl who spoke on the show was erudite, sharp, lucid, etc. And then the boys who spoke almost seemed like they belonged to a different generation. And I'm not trying to be stereotypically, I'm just trying to tell you that the pressure on girls to be really good at school, well-spoken, blah, 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 is huge, right? I think there's a gap right now in how boys are not put under any, not pressure, but they're not expected to do as much. And they're finding it a little difficult to deal with this generation of young girls, at least in urban India. And I would say, again, urban SECA India, where girls are quite exposed to the new woke kind of culture. And woke, again, is in inverted commas because it's not a word we're supposed to use. And boys are quite far behind. So there was this whole workshop we were planning where we wanted to actually go into schools and tell boys how they're expected to be now. And it's a whole mindset change, right? They're like, 1 second, like, why should I do this? And it's a bit like the IC code in the office, where you're supposed to be a certain way and behave a certain way in the office, and you go home and you behave like a terror, or you behave like completely inappropriately. So it's within a prescribed box that you're behaving properly. It's incumbent on parents to really change the mindset of the boys, and I think that's where the work needs to be done. I don't think the work needs to be done on the women. I think it needs to be done on boys, and I hope that can happen soon. And I think that's where people should be making the effort. The other thing is that it's always like mums are responsible for the boys' upbringing, which I find really annoying. You're a parent, you both should be responsible. It takes a village, and it's very annoying to saying that, oh, that mom, she's such a bad mom. I mean, where is the parent, So that's the other thing. As far as, beauty and marriage, etc., it's so far ahead, but definitely dating standards, like if you're talking about adolescents again, dating, it's very important to look good. I don't know when we're going to reach that stage where people can walk out of the house wearing a t-shirt, jeans, no makeup. I mean, I'm talking extremely urban and that kind of scenario. But if you want to take it rural, let me tell you, I read a 2016 report where when women were getting married, their future families or the families they were getting married into paid for plastic surgery for them to get their jaw sharpened, cheekbones, redone so that they could look like Madhuri Dixit, for example. So it's prevalent everywhere, right? And if the World Economic Forum has said that we're not going to change in like 90 years as far as the workplace, can you imagine how these basic stereotypical mindsets are going to take? So it's an everyday process. We make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes. We should correct ourselves in public when we say something which is incorrect.
We
should do that.
Absolutely, आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा, और ये बदलाव लाना है.
More campaigns like this.
Absolutely, और बहुत ज़रूरी है. और बहुत अहम बातें आपने कही हैं, किस तरह से ये बदलाव लाना है और बदलाव शुरू हो गया है।